Beautiful and amazing people, welcome to Damaris Kimani TV channel. Thanks a lot for bumping into this channel. Honestly speaking, I don't take it for granted. Kuna channels mingi sana zenye ungeamua kuwatch leo, but you've decided to, kukuja hapa tupige story pamoja. But anyways, just in case you're watching this content and by any chance you're just comfortably seated there and you haven't subscribed, imagine unakosea sana. Unanikosea mimi kama Damaris Kimani, unanikosea mimi kama Mkenya, unanikosea mimi kama mwananchi. So please, if you haven't by any chance subscribed, please do. It's actually free of charge. It doesn't cost you anything. Make sure you also hit the notification bell so that you can be updated just in case another video is up. So today is the day. Honestly speaking, this content, it's something that I've always wanted to bring up to you guys for the longest time. I don't know, like for how many years back, like let's say 2. It's something that I've always thought of, and basically mimi kuamua kuleta hii content is so that I can help a lot of us who are in that cave of unforgiveness. And guess what? Today we are going to talk about forgiveness. And the most interesting thing about this content today is that I am not doing it alone, but niko na mwanadada hapa mwenye every time she speaks, every time she's even silent, even in her silence, anainua nini ya kiburi hivi huko nyuma, but every time she speaks, honestly speaking, you will just want to nyamaza. You sit down. Make sure you have a pen, as you can see I have, and a notebook. Otherwise, you will miss on a lot. Hata sitaki kuchocha sana. I think once tunaendelea na hii content, you will understand what I'm talking about. So today we are going to talk about forgiveness, and I'll not be alone, but I will be with this amazing lady, namuitanga Zia Chronicles. You will understand why I call her that. So, sitaki kuongea mengi. Nataka to introduce Zia akuje hapa. Na hiyo kiburi yake anakuanga nayo. Makofi. Makofi ya mgeni mheshimiwa. Welcome to my channel. Salimia subscribers wangu 3.5k. Na kuanga bad by the way, niko na mafans.
Hi guys, my name is Zia. I am a lady, a daughter, a sister, a friend, and everything about life.
Okay. Karibu sana to my channel.
Thank you.
Today I'm super excited about this content. Honestly speaking, this is something that we have planned for ages. Tumekuwa tukiplan kila wiki, tuna postpone, but finally we are here. And this topic is very delicate. I don't know to you what forgiveness is, but kwa wale watu wenye mnatuona, I want us to interact even in the comment section. Like, what is forgiveness to you? Have you ever experienced hurt? Have you ever been heartbroken? Whether it's a family member, whether it's your partner, whether it's your children, whether it's your dad, your mom, like whoever. Have you ever been hurt to a point of ulisema mimi sitawahi samehea huyu mtu? So we are going to talk about a lot of things so long as forgiveness is concerned. Like, we will make sure we do it into parts so that you don't miss out on anything. Sawa. So this will be my first question to you, Zia. Even as we have this conversation, like, how do you define forgiveness? What is forgiveness to you?
Forgiveness to me is basically the willingness to let go of any resentment, bitterness, hurt, for myself, not for anyone, because I learned that forgiveness is for me, and I'm not forgiving you because I want you to feel forgiven or flourish in my forgiveness. I'm doing it for myself, because bitterness delays blessings. Hurt changes characters. They make you act out of your own character. And so so forgiveness to me is basically the willingness to let go of everything that is causing you pain, heartache, regret, guilt. That's forgiveness to me.
Wow, that's deep. Well, you understand why she's Zia Chronicles. Yani, in introduction, nimemuuliza tu a very simple question, but she has already indulged almost like in the whole topic. Amefanya introduction, body, and conclusion. Like, peace out, mic drops.
We are not sorry.
That's Zia for you. Nakwangi ametulia hivi. Sijui mbona she's acting up like she's that humble woman.
It's the tea. It's the tea.
But yeah, if you'll ask me what's forgiveness, because actually your definition is a perfect definition of what forgiveness is. But if you ask me what forgiveness is to me, this is how I'll define it. For me, forgiveness is seeing that party who hurt you and you are able to even have a conversation with them. You're even able to even invite them for a cup of tea, whether it's indoors or outdoors. You are able to engage them in whatever activity you're doing, like despite whatever the person did. Forgiveness is seeing this person and not remembering the worst that they did to you. Well, I know sometimes kuna vitu zinaweza fanya itrige, but it's not to that extent that it was when that happened. So for me, forgiveness is seeing this person that hurt you and you're peaceful with you being around them, and whatever they're doing, you're very much okay with it. It doesn't hurt you, it doesn't make you feel like fighting them or doing something crazy. For me, that's what forgiveness is. And maybe this one will take me to the next question of, have you ever been hurt before? And if yes, how did that feel like? Were you and that it'll take how long for you to forgive this person? Was it someone who was close to you, a friend, a partner, ama nani? Like, kwa sababu, interestingly, the people who hurt us the most are the people we love. I don't know if that is something that you've actually realized. The people who hurt us the most, trust me, unless it's a different case for you. But like, for instance, for me, I don't know, some of you maybe have watched my story, because my story is all over in so many platforms. I've been hurt with my dad. That is someone very close to me. That is someone, he's my parent, my biological parent, someone who I love and treasure so much. I've been hurt with a partner, someone I called a partner, someone who you entrusted your life with, someone who you entrusted your vision with, but they betrayed you in one way or another. You know, I've been hurt with friends, people who I treasured, people who I loved, people who I shared so much with. They ended up betraying me, saying nasty things about me, crazy things about me. Mm-hmm. I've been betrayed or I've been hurt with places that I've worked before, places that I've volunteered, places that I've worked before at a nakulipwa salary. And it was like the worst, it's like the worst, and it was like the worst experience ever. Like, that's one road that nile road yenye ukitembea, honestly speaking, a lot of things do come in your mind. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how has it been for you. Maybe you can share with us kidogo, like, have you ever been hurt before, and how did that make you feel?
Before I answer your question, mm-hmm, I would love to answer your question with another question. What is hurt to you?
Hey, what is hurt to me? How would I really define hurt? Well, hurt to me is, number one, feeling betrayed. If you betray me, you've hurt me. Mm-hmm. It is not just like physical pain. Ile yenye nikichunwa hivi nasikia uchungu. Nimeumia. I've been hurt. To me, hurt is the inside, the heart. Mm-hmm. Like, I trusted you so much, but this is how you have broken that trust. To me, that is hurt. Okay. Because the emotional being part of me, it takes a lot of time to heal. Mm-hmm. So to me, that is hurt. Physical pain inaweza isha haraka sana. Unajua, you might unaweza enda hospitali, you can go to the hospital, you get treated, apply something, and the wound is, hata kama hiyo scar itabaki hapo, but itapona with time. Mm-hmm. But emotional, it's the worst damage you can ever do to someone. So that is how I can define hurt. I don't know if that makes sense. Zia Chronicles.
It does make sense. Mm-hmm. But I will answer your question in a different dynamic. Yeah. If you asked me this question maybe 1, 2, 3 years ago, I will have answered it the way you've answered. Hurt is what people did, what people said. But to me right now, currently, where I'm at, the space that I'm at, I have been hurt. But it's me who has hurt myself. Yeah, nobody hurt me. I hurt myself. I brought all of this to myself.
You allowed it.
Yeah, I allowed it because I would answer and say that I have been hurt, but the hurt is basically something that I allowed myself to feel. Yeah, because I believe currently we are in control of our own emotions. So I have hurt myself. You'll ask how? By having too much expectations on other people, having too much expectations on environment, assuming that how I treat people is how people should treat me. That comes to friendship, that comes to family, that comes to relationship. I don't know about hurt when it comes to church, because I don't have a history of how hard church has hurt me, because people have histories of church hurting them. But my heart, it's me who has hurt myself, because I would assume you have my heart, and forgetting that I am my own being, you are your own being, you have your own things, I have my own things. So the expectation that I had with life did hurt me. So I am responsible for the hurt. I did hurt myself. I allowed myself to be hurt, but it was from a place of lack of awareness. I was not aware of what I am right now. I would assume because I am your friend, I owe it to you, and you owe it to me to be loyal to me, to be kind to me. But the truth is, we don't get to decide how people treat us.
Yeah, that's very.
They are responsible for their own actions. I am responsible for my own action. I don't get to decide how you treat me. I don't get to decide how you embrace me. I get to decide how I do it. And I believe when you get to see hurt as a personal thing, you tend to learn that people are who they are. And also, let me get out of context kidogo. I used to assume that people owe me an apology. I owe people an apology. Yeah, consent is very important, but the only person I need to forgive first is me, because I am responsible for everything that is happening to my life. And also something that maybe helped me to view life this way, you'd ask, is I stopped putting labels on people.
Wow.
I had to drop that idea of you are my friend, you are my sister, you are my brother, but you're my mom, but you're my family. I had to drop that label and view you as a human being, because the moment I start viewing you as my sister, there's the limit to what extent of forgiveness or hurt that you take me, but I had to put that label down. I had to mask it off, drop the mask, see you as a human being. And now when you view people as a human being, you allow yourself to see them as human, not your sister, not your friend, not your lover. You tend to judge them as a normal human being, allowing yourself to know that I am a human being. Man is to error. So if man is to error, I am man. I'm created as man. They are created as man. So they are human. They are acting as human beings. So I stopped expecting anything from anyone, and I started allowing people to show me who they are. Because most times we tend to settle for the potential, like, but you're my sister, you'll never do this to me. But you're my mom, you'll never betray me. That's all in mind. I'm speaking what I did and what I believe. I'm not generalizing what you should do or what you shouldn't do, but I'm just saying that really helped me when I had to drop that label first, that oh, but you're my mom, but you're my friend. Yes, they are, but that is just a mentality. The labeling and everything, I feel like that limits us to forgive, that limits us to love, that limits us to move forward. So dropping off the labels and viewing everyone as a human being and allowing myself to know that they're not perfect, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, they'll make mistakes. I betray, they'll betray. I gossip, they'll gossip. It's more of allowing myself to take people for who they are, not what I want them to be, because that is something that I suffered from. I don't know about you. I don't want to generalize. I want to speak about I. So I used to assume that just because you're this, because maybe you're my friend, you can't go to this extreme, you know, just because I've been loyal to you, you owe me loyalty. And I was like, the only person I owe loyalty, forgiveness, truth is me. And if I'm lying to myself, I lie to everyone. So people that are lying to themselves, they'll never tell you the truth, because the lie is all they know. So the truth to them is something new. And also, you know, our system would rather settle for the familiar hell, which is what we are used to, than give space for the unfamiliar heaven, because we all know heaven is unfamiliar to us. So heart to me is what I allowed myself to feel.
Well, okay, guys, we are in minute 16, but where sijui kama mnasikia, kebu ikeni fire emojis kama mnasikia Zia Chronicles is on fire, guys. But you have said something very important. And before maybe we get deeper into that, because you've said that heart to you is some or most of the things that you allowed yourself to, yani the boundaries, yani hizo vitu zenye uliallow watu wakufanyie. It was up to your decision. And you've also mentioned something very important, and I've never viewed it in that angle. Trust me, that despite having people around us with the title, this is my mom, this is my dad, this is my husband, this is my girlfriend, this is my whoever, this is my pastor, at the end of the day, ukitoa hizo titles, they remain to be human beings. They are human beings. And despite whatever they did to you or to us, that we need to understand, number one, it is something that we allowed it to happen. And secondly, before we even start like avenging or taking action because of what this person has done to you, you have to understand he's a human being, that hata wewe mwenyewe you can also do something to hurt the other person, of which it has happened. Me, I don't know if you have done things that to a point where you have hurt people. Me, I know I have hurt people, and kama nimeshai kuhurt, please naomba unisamehe kabla tujafika hata katikati ya huu mwaka, naomba unitoe kwa moyo wako. You know, but again, we are human beings, you know, and sometimes we hurt people with our words. We hurt people with our actions, you know, our lifestyle, how we do things, how we say things. Sometimes we are not mindful, and sometimes unapatanga watu wakifanya hizi vitu, they are not into their conscious mind. And so this takes me to the next question. Why do you think, despite all this, why do you think it is important to forgive? Because you see, you have given me like some ideas, and I believe this one we'll break them into different episodes. Because kuna church hearts, and they're very serious.
Workplace
work hearts,
family heart,
friendship and relationships. And when you were talking about that, I thought into my head, by the way, this is something that we cannot just talk about it in one episode. I think they really need to be separated, whereby if we are talking about church hearts, let's talk about church hearts. Yourself, what's your experience? Have you ever been into that kind of a place? How did you handle that? Because the thing is, or the unfortunate thing is that hizi vitu zinafanyika daily. If you go to a church, and if you just do a survey around, even some of the people that who don't go to church, if you are to do if you are to investigate, they will tell you probably this and this is what the pastor said to me, this and this is what a certain leader did to me, and from there nilisema mimi story ya church sitaki. Haya, when you come to relationships, kuna mtu atakwambia, this partner, girlfriend of mine, this is what they did to me. I hate women, I can never date women. Same case to men. Ladies, I hate men, I can never date men. This is what they did to me. And so on and so on. And honestly speaking, the reason as to why I'm coming to this next question, with the importance of forgiveness. And today we're just going to touch on the basics. This is just like the introduction of history of forgiveness. You see, there is a reason as to why you need to forgive. Because you can't keep on saying mtu alinifanyia, and you just dwell there. And honestly speaking, Zia, today, in our life today, even to a lot of our viewers when you're not sahi, I believe each and every person is struggling with unforgiveness.
Yeah.
And the moment you struggle with it, it's like, for lack of a better word, it's like a certain demon that it is inside you. And this demon keeps on oppressing you all the time, because anytime you see this person, inakufanyanga tu una feel ni kama you want to avenge, to fight back, and whatever. So I don't want to talk much, but why do you think it's important for us to forgive? Despite the hurt? Because honestly speaking, let's actually talk about the elephant in the room, right? We have people wenye wamekosewa differently, and honestly speaking, apart from them allowing it to happen, sisi ni binadamu, hizi vitu zinafanyika, we have feelings. We are allowed to feel the way we feel, sindio? There are some people who have raped people. Let's talk about these heavy things. There are some people who their dads even molested them in one way or another. We have mothers who have rejected their kids and they have ended up kwa streets. We have partners who have cheated on their partners, sleeping, mtu amepatikana kwa kitanda na mtu mwingine, their matrimonial bed, whether you're dating or whether you're married. Like, we have these crazy things. And leave alone that, we have these small things that, and they're not small to me, bado so long as ilikufanya ukafeel vibaya na ukafeel hurt, hakuna ati makosa ndogo na makosa kubwa. I think you once said that. So the moment that ulienda ukasema kitu fulani kunihusu, hiyo kitu imeniumiza, imenikwaza, unajua, the moment that umeenda ukafanya kitu fulani imenikwaza, so hakuna ati huyu amekosa sana, so nitamforgive, huyu amekosa kidogo, so sitamforgive, ama something of a sort. Why do you think it's important for us to forgive those people who have hurt us despite the weight?
Well, that's a very heavy question.
Yes.
I cannot answer for everyone because I have not experienced what other people have experienced. But to go back to what forgiveness does to you, it gives you a rebirth. Because the moment you choose to forgive, that means you're letting go of everything, every anger, every pain. But I'm not saying it is easy. It is actually the hardest, darkest path. It's actually in the darkest place that you have to forgive. Takes tears, takes regret, takes guilt. But now sometimes you have to get to a point and ask yourself, okay, for me, maybe the question is, when did I get to a point where I had to just forgive? I didn't just wake up and forgive. I've been one person who, I'll tell you I forgive you, but forgetting, that was hard for me. And let's talk about this before we go to what forgiveness does. I would say hurt people hurt people. Broken people keep breaking people. Miserable people will make your life miserable. So whoever is hurting you, they're already hurting. Because you see, kindness is not an action, it's a reflection of your heart posture. So most times it's the heart posture. So calm down. I hope you have noted that down, because this is a whole class, a whole master class. Sorry for interrupting. So where were we? I was telling you that this is something I have learned as I grow. It's not something that I woke up and I didn't just wake up and embraced forgiveness. It is a process. It has been a process. It has been tough, because I believe I've been a person who was broken, and people who have the history of me, the past me, they would say I broke them. I didn't break you. I was broken. I couldn't pour from an empty cup. I was giving you what I had, and heart was the only thing I had. Brokenness was the only thing I had. So most times we settle for the potential of people. Maybe you see me, I have this I'm vibes on vibes. I am chill, like I am the person you just want to have a conversation with. But you see, there is people fall for the mask that we wear for them. But then they don't want to sit with the reality of us. They'd rather settle for the potential, for the lies, because that's what you want to hear. Because like I said, if you're lying to yourself, you'll not tell anyone the truth. Because if lies is the only thing you know, what is truth to you? That is like that's heaven. The truth is heaven for people who are always lying to themselves. So when I was lying to myself, I was lying to everyone around me, including my parents, like some past people that you're not supposed to lie to. I would lie to them because that is the only language I knew. That is the level to which I had reached myself. I was broken, and the only thing I knew was to break people. Somebody would tell me, "You've hurt me," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" I mean, you don't. I mean, I don't know because I'm broken already. So how because I have not allowed myself to sit with myself and face all the pains that I'm hiding inside, that I'm masking with my laughter and my joy and everything. But now you come and tell me you've hurt me, and I'm like, what do you mean? What is hurt? I was like, what is hurt? I'll find someone crying, and I'm like, what? You see, Izile memes do you want Colgate? That was me. I mean, why are you crying? You know?
Goodness.
Yeah, I never understood tears. I never understood it because I had not tapped into my emotions. I had not allowed myself to understand what emotions are. You know, emotions are broad. There's disappointment is an emotion. Anger is an emotion. Happiness is an emotion. What else? Frustration, that's an emotion. Because I was listening, I used to listen to a lot of psychologists, therapists, counselors, and one of them said something that really, really stood out for me. They said, are you really hurt or you're just frustrated? Because we tend to what is the word? We tend to
confuse the two.
Yeah, we tend to confuse, actually not a confusion per se. We tend to, I would say, put titles. You see, you'd say like, my friend hurt me. Did they really hurt you, or are you disappointed in that state? Like in this state that you're in, are you really hurt or are you disappointed? Is it something they did that disappointed you because you have these expectations, but then their reality is this, but you're not allowing yourself to embrace this reality that they are showing you? Yeah. So really, that guy, I don't remember the name, but the moment he said that, I was like, this is something I need to work on. So I used to sit with myself. Okay, the moment I chose to heal, I used to sit with myself and ask myself, okay, what am I feeling right now? Sometimes I'd feel like I'm angry. No, you're not angry. You're disappointed. You're frustrated. You're bitter. You know, bitterness is a very bad feeling, because it makes you act out of character. Yes. And speaking as a Christian right now, I would say if you're a bitter Christian, it is delaying a lot of blessings. A lot of blessings, because the heart is the home. Is it the house or the home of God? What do they say? The heart is the house of God. So why are you hosting that person in a home that is not theirs? Yeah. So yeah, another question is like, there's someone who said, if God asked you, what is this person doing in my space, what would you answer? Because that is like, it is delaying a lot of things, because God is trying to bring something into your life. God is trying to change or transform you into a different version from who you are. But now you've held so much inside your heart. And the blessings are coming, but there is no space. The cup is full. It's already overflowing. Where will the blessing sit? So forgiveness to me is allowing yourself to die. Yeah. Is allowing yourself to die in yourself, to die in your ego, in your this, in your that, like allowing a death to happen, a death. And death is something very, very hurtful. Like it's something heavier. It's not something that you'll just wake up and say, sawa basi mimi hizi mavitu zimededi now. The moment you decide to take off all the titles that you have for everyone, trust you me, and you start viewing everyone as a human being, a human God created, you're actually on the safest side. It's more like, you're my friend, you do something, I will not say, but Dama, you are. I will say, you are a human being. You're not perfect. Man is to error. That's an error. I'm not perfect. So if I am deserving of forgiveness, I'll forgive you. Because forgiveness is not something you give, it's something you share. You must have forgiveness inside of you. You must have forgiven yourself, your child, inner child. They say, face your inner child, face your past, embrace your past. Unless you have those things inside of you, You can't give what you don't have. You can't pour from an empty cup. So forgiveness has to be inside of you so that you can share it with everyone, so that you can give people grace. Yeah. So yeah. So what was the question again?
Why do you think it's important for people to forgive one another?
I believe it's important for people to forgive one another for themselves. Actually, not for anyone. Yeah. It's for you. It's for you. It's for your own good. Because the moment, actually, have you ever, has somebody ever, okay, when you have that entitlement mentality, let's go there, and I have hurt you, but then you come and my life is going on perfectly.
Baby, that's what happens.
And that is what causes you to have some form of anger. Like, unakulaje pizza na mimi na umeni hurt. You know, people,
oh my goodness.
People are not aware.
People
victim. Are lacking awareness. Yes. But like, manze, imagine her anakula pizza. Na unajua kitu yenye amenifanya, they don't even know.
Mbona ako happy?
Exactly.
And I'm hurting.
Exactly. Like,
why are they doing life and they have hurt
yes.
me?
They're supposed to be hurting. They're not supposed to be hurting.
They deserve to be jailed.
No, that is your entitlement mentality, where you think that whatever you're going through, other people should be going through. No.
And by the way, that's like a sad truth.
It is.
That's like a sad
it
truth.
Is.
Because let me tell you, sorry for cutting you. But then this is something that I believe kila mtu ni victim. Tuelewane, kila mtu ni victim. Because honestly speaking, if someone has hurt you, you honestly don't expect them to do life. Unafanya life aje na mimi naumia. You're supposed to be, yani uko unasumbuka. You're supposed to be stressed that I hurt Dama. How can I find a way to ask for forgiveness?
Yeah.
But honestly, these people don't give a damn. Yani they're doing life, but you become a slave. You become a slave. And honestly, it keeps on adding. You keep on adding. And yani, I don't know how I can honestly illustrate this. But I hope you're getting my point. It's like the way umesema, if this cup is full and you're trying to add like water into it, itamwagika because haina place yenye inaweza kuwa held. So that's waste. That's waste. And that's how sometimes we carry people in our hearts. And each time God anatry to command a blessing, each time God is trying to make a move into your life, but you are there. Hiyo demon iko tu uko inaanganazia, inaanga sijui na nani, ina fight tu, kazi tu ina fight. Uko Instagram unaangalia leo amepost nini, anaendaje nini?
Anaendaje kucheza bowling na many heart. How dare she? How dare she?
Oh my goodness. Yes, please continue.
Yes, also another thing that really made me look at life differently. There's a psychologist that I was watching TikTok, scrolling through TikTok, 3 a.m., those 3 a.m. times. And this man was saying, nobody, and he repeated, nobody has the power to make you angry, to make you happy, to make you feel frustrated. You've got the power. Like if you can speak with if you can speak and say that they hurt me, you have given them so much power. You don't have power. They decide. Like the moment people know they have so much power over you, they step on you, they take advantage, because I believe when you realize how many people are benefiting from your insecurities, from your lack of awareness, you'd stop. Yeah. So the moment alisema ati why are you angry? Why have you given this person so much power? And I was like, yeah, they did it, okay.
They've done it.
They've done it, okay. And again, if you cannot control what is happening around you, you can control how you respond to it.
Wow.
Yeah. If I cannot control how my environment I can only control how I respond. So my respond is my power. That's what he said. Your respond to whatever is happening is your superpower. So yes, they did something. You've sat and decided to be angry. You know why? Because you're operating from a state of, they shouldn't have done this to me. That to me is entitlement.
Yeah.
That is entitlement to me. Where you have this idea and thoughts and believe that you cannot do this to me. Why? Why? Okay, another thing is, what is your role? What role did you play in that process of being hurt? So the role is, were you entitled enough? You know, because takes two to
Tangle.
yeah. So I can't just hurt you, Dama. You know, it's like how Pastor Ruby said, ile Kekru Bible study on Wednesday. She said, you cannot love what you have no knowledge about. Like you cannot love what you don't have knowledge about. You can only love God, and you can only love God with the knowledge you have about God. So I can only hurt you with the knowledge that I have of what hurts you. I can only I know your insecurity, I know your fear. That is what I'm going to use to hurt you. But facts remain, people are not aware that they are hurting you, sweetheart, brother, sister. People are not aware. They are doing what they think should have been done. Another saying, Elisema, what people do to you is something that has been done to them.
Wow. So in short, guys are wounded. Like
yes,
almost everyone.
People are wounded, people are hurt, and they don't know they are hurt. People are broken and they don't know they are broken. People have damages and they don't know they are damaged. So we tend to expect a broken person to heal us. How can I heal you yet I'm broken? That is like having so many expectations, you know. We tend to have so much expectations on people and very little. I expect so much from someone and very little from myself. Have I forgiven myself for the things that I did in the past? No. But now I am deserving of forgiveness from you. How? You know, that is like expecting you to be something to me that I'm not to myself.
Yeah.
And that is what is, hurting a lot of people. I'm not perfect. I'm just saying these are the things that I have learned and the things that I'm still learning. That I will say this boldly, that nobody is hurting you. Nobody has hurt you. It's your expectations and your beliefs in that situation that they should have done. They should have. And when it comes to rape and everything, I don't know about that. Yes, jibu, because it's not something I've experienced. Because we can only judge. I cannot judge an emotion I've not experienced. I cannot advise you, oh, pole, and I don't know what pole means. You know, I can only reach you to levels that I've reached myself. So your question, ya rape, ya nini, I don't know what to say. But I'm just saying, I'm speaking of hurt when it comes to people that are close to us, our friends, our families, our everything. I just sat and I actually, before I started forgiving, I allowed myself to sit in the hurt. You know, sometimes we think we've healed, but the truth is we have isolated ourselves from the triggers.
Wait a minute, because that one is like another topic.
Yeah.
I don't want us to get there.
Another topic.
Hiyo sasa ni ile nyama. Say tuko kwa maziwa. This is just an introduction. And okay. I told you this girl.
Poleni. Kierere.
But anyways, but that is something that I had highlighted that we're going to talk about when we get into the depth of this. But now I just want us to do the introduction of these basics of, you know, forgiveness and unforgiveness. Yeah. So I want you to tell us, or according to your experience, what do you think unforgiveness does to someone? When you keep on struggling with huyu mtu amenifanyia, mbona anaenda, mbona ako hivi, mbona ako hivi, what do you think this thing does to someone? And I think I'm also going to give an experience that I myself experienced when I was struggling with that, and maybe a lot of people can also relate to that. But yeah, can you give us like your understanding about the dangers, the risks of unforgiveness?
I would say they define you. Unforgiveness defines you, because if you choose to remain with the hurt, you become a hurtful person, because you operate from a point of hurt. Brokenness. Unforgiveness, they keep you stuck. You're stuck. You're stuck to the place where you are hurt. Like they hurt you today, but you're stuck there waiting for a consent, an apology. And whoever did it, they don't know they did it. You know? Hurt is like somebody can come and tell you words that are so hurtful, but the truth is they don't know.
To them, they are just words.
Yeah, they were just saying, and those are just words. You know. So unforgiveness, they keep you stuck, and they keep you stuck and they block the unknown that is on the other side of the tunnel. they keep you in the darkness, and they don't give you the chance or the opportunity to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So unforgiveness, they change you, because if somebody hurts you and you refuse to get over the hurt, you become a hurtful person. I mean, that's why most people have excuses that, blah 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 hurt me, that's why I act the way I act. Nani did this to me. This happened to me as a child. This happened to me at work. This is happening to me. Like, there's someone who said that people are so people would rather remain broken because it gives them the validation than allow themselves to heal, because being hurt gives them the validation, because when somebody is not okay, you'll always check on them. But if I'm okay, you'll not check on me, so they don't want the responsibility of being healed. They'd rather stay hurt because it gives them the validation. Yeah. So unforgiveness, it defines you. It makes you act out of character, because sometimes you might do something and then who you are when you are alone in the house, looking at the ceiling. That's who you are. Yeah. Facing yourself. And now you start regretting, like, why did I do that? Because if you do something and you are regretting, that's not who you are. You acted out of that's not who you are. So more like refusing to forgive, like lack of forgiveness, it will keep you stuck. It will define you. It will define who you are. And people will judge what you do, not who you are. But anakuanga msempo, nani alikushow? They'll not say anakuanga. People will judge what you do, not who you are, most times. Because most people would rather go anywhere but within. They don't want to go within themselves, So you cannot tell me, but I'm a good person, There are people who will stand with you because they know who you are. Yeah. They will say, like, no, this person will never do this. But do you believe in yourself enough that somebody else will believe in yourself as much as you believe in yourself? So lack of forgiveness, it is doing you more harm than good. It is changing who you are. It is redefining you. It is controlling you. Because if you're hurt, you'll continue to hurt people because they hurt me. They did this to me. Why can't I do this to other people? Forgiveness is the best pill you can take.
Well, you have said, you've put everything well, like, in order, even with the choice of words that you have used. And to me, according to my experience, because honestly, I've experienced different stages of hurt with different people. And if you ask me the dangers of unforgiveness, honestly speaking, number one, of course, with the bitterness, it causes you to do something that you probably
Probably. Yes, Damaris, probably. Let's continue.
Moving on simply. It causes you to do something that you didn't want to.
Yeah.
I know that people have done the worst things to people.
Yeah.
And if we don't forgive these people, we end up planning how to avenge. Tunaanza kufikiria and I know it's ni watu kidogo ufikiria stories of revenge, but these things happen. You'll find someone, this person maybe raped me. It's someone mwenye naonanga and they just walk confidently as if they never did anything. So I'll start, because of this anger and bitterness, because I've told you, unforgiveness, it's always like a demon. There is a demon that operates on your behalf. And that's why sometimes, even after we avenge, we come back to our senses. Tunakuwa, oh my goodness, nimefanya nini? Aki siku anataka kufanya hivyo, aki wui. Sasa what am I going to do? Aki, God forgive me nini? But unapata, iko too late. So those are some of the dangers of it. Like, it might cause you to avenge.
Yeah.
The bitterness might cause you to do something very silly. Ata kama si kuua mtu, ama, like, depending on whatever they did. Again, let's give a classical example of my partner cheated to me. Sindio? So unapata juu niko na hiyo bitterness na niko na hiyo unforgiveness, instead of forgiving this person and letting that thing go, I decide to avenge. Na mwana mimi nitaenda nilale na wanaume kama 5 nikirecord nikimtumia. The moment you do that, that's how maybe you end up getting a disease. That's how you end up
having a baby.
Unajua, like things that were not planned for. Why? Because of your unforgiveness. Mi nilikuwa nafanya hivi so that you can feel justified. But honestly speaking, you inakuanga ni a waste of time. Sorry to tell you this, but it's a fact. Ni kweli. Because you see, when you struggle with this thing, honestly, you become a slave. You never function straight. Because every time you see this person, number one, you just feel like spitting on them. You feel like, kwanza wasichana, una rollingi macho karibu hata pupil itoke, uko kipofu. You know, you do all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And do you know the sad truth is here? These people don't care.
Most times, I'm sorry to cut you. Don't say they don't care. Okay, the people who are aware, they don't care. But the people who are not aware, they don't know. So maybe start moving with the mentality of they don't know.
Yes.
That will heal you. Maybe that will heal you. Maybe start assuming they don't know. But
you know now, I'm looking at a case whereby, leave alone now these people who hurt us unknowingly because they were hurt. I'm looking at the bigger picture. Watu kama hao wenye wamerep watu, watu kama hao wameibia watu or something, and maybe you actually know these people. You get, you know that they have left you with a mark that you'll never forget.
Yeah, true.
You get the point. So that's why I'm saying, kwa watu kama hao, like if you dare keep on carrying that anger with you and your bitterness na wewe, it will birth something ugly, something that you hautakuwa proud of. So for us to prevent all that, and I think we're going to close this episode with what the Bible says about forgiveness, and maybe you're going to read for us. You can check on the kwa Biblia what the Bible says about forgiveness, so that even as we continue with this episode, because you also want to educate people on the Bible perspective. It's not just the CC perspective, how we understand. Like, this is how we understand we as human beings. But at the end of the day, what does God say about forgiveness? Because we cannot change the word, we cannot decorate it, we cannot edit it to lakini God, wenye walitufanya hivi, this is how they're supposed to be dealt with, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe you can read to us some of the Bible verses and what they talk about forgiveness. Even as we close this episode, and look forward for other more episodes, even as we continue to dig deep about this topic, because it's a topic which is very broad na hata hatuwezi maliza leo tukisema ni kuiongelelea. So that even as we continue, people can understand pole pole. If I don't forgive, this will be the consequences. If I forgive, this is the reward. You know, this and that and that. So what does the Bible say about forgiveness?
Before I read what the Bible says, I'm glad you've mentioned God.
Yes.
Because God is, I would say God plays the most part when it comes to forgetting. You know, I might choose to forgive you, but forgetting, because this is something that happened to me. This is something that did this to me. This is something that changed me. You know, but sometimes you just have to, you know, submit to the Holy Spirit and just tell God, this is what I'm feeling. I can't do this alone, because the biggest part of forgiveness for me has been played by God. I cannot take that credit. I had to go on my knees and just tell God, man, this is what I'm feeling. This is what they have done. But now, the more you read the Bible, the more you stop believing the lies in your head that they did. The more you get clarity that it happened because, So it happened because, that's where you get the clarity of, it's because you are entitled. It's because you are in control. You want to control everything. You want to control how your mom treats you. You want to control how your dad treats you. You want to control how your friends treat you, how they respond to you. But the Bible teaches us that you can only talk to God about your problems. You can only let God fight your battles. So most battles, for me, are being fought by God. Because if I chose to fight, kuna kwanga na committee women's.
Ni Langata.
Yeah, Langata. I'll be a victim. Most people that know me, saizi wanna agree like, yes.
Get ready.
Yes. But allowing myself to just submit to the Holy Spirit has been the best gift that I've gifted myself so far, because sometimes unaweza fanyiwa kitu ama something can happen and you go like, you know what, I can't do this, please you just take over, you know. It's not easy, but when you allow yourself to have the knowledge of God, it is the easiest thing. And that's why I said you cannot submit to something you don't know. You cannot submit to anything you don't have knowledge of. You cannot love anyone or anything you have knowledge of. So those people of love at first sight, where is the knowledge there?
You want us to talk about it?
Hate at first sight. Mimi nilimwona kuna kitu. Damu yangu.
Haiku connect.
You don't have the knowledge of that person. You don't have the knowledge. Yes. And that's why watu wenye natusikiza watakuwa watatujaji like, these Christian girls. It's because we've allowed ourselves to have the knowledge of God. And actually, I'll read something up. It's like forgiveness in the Bible. The Bible teaches that forgiveness is a path to spiritual renewal, mental peace, and emotional healing.
Wow, that's deep. Please read that again.
The Bible teaches that forgiveness is a path to spiritual renewal, mental peace, and emotional healing. And also, speaking of emotional healing, I believe we should allow ourselves to learn of our EQ, emotional intelligence, also to understand how are our emotions, you know, because those emotions are controlling us, you know. You tend to think that mi nakuanga hivyo, like when somebody mtu akiniambia nakuanga hivyo, nakuanga tu, you know unakuanga hivi, but you are still doing it, you know. Mi nakuanga na hasira, you already know unakuanga na hasira.
So
what are you doing about it? You know. Yeah, so also the Bible emphasizes the importance of forgiveness in our relationship with God and one another, because if you want God to forgive you and you cannot forgive anyone, then you're not deserving of forgiveness, you know. Yeah.
That's a sad truth. That's a sad truth, guys.
Yeah, another sad truth is having a life with God is hard. Depending completely on God is hard, so you just choose your hard. So I choose the hard.
Choose your poison.
Yeah, choose your hard. So okay, there are the steps of forgiveness. This we'll talk about, but I can mention you need to acknowledge the hurt. You know, acknowledge it. Accept while in the heart. Others spoken about it, but many nimeenda too like it, but you've gone deep and I like it. Acknowledge the heart, consider, accept, determine, repair, learn, and forgive. So I'm saying like forgiveness is a process, is a lifetime process. I am still struggling with forgiveness per se, saizi. You can't just hurt me and I'll forgive you immediately, but I'll forgive you. You know, there are people who swear they'll never forgive you, but I will struggle with it, but I'll forgive you eventually. Yeah, because right now I'm in a space where I believe just let go and let God, and He fights the battles. Yeah, so Bible verses about forgiveness.
Yes.
There's Matthew 6:14. It says, "For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you." So if you want God, if you're deserving of forgiveness, why can't you forgive?
Wait a minute.
That is very hard.
Very hard. Very hurting.
So,
by the God.
It's so easier said than done. If you forgive other people when they sin against you, so I feel like it's a condition. Like you must forgive for you to be forgiven.
Yani, the fact that we sin every day.
Yeah.
It means that if I haven't forgiven someone who has hurt me, mimi hata kama nimesinaje God you have to apply something. Yani it's a two-way thing. It's not a one-way thing.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Actually, God.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the Bible. By this, the Bible. It's not Zia who wrote it. You can confirm if you have the Bible. Please read. Read ndio useme hao watu wameandika mashehe.
Huyu msina baka siku hizi ameanza kuandika Biblia now. I'm just reading what's written. Man, that's
quite something.
Yeah. And also something else I learned is that I cannot pray for someone that I hate.
We will get there. Don't go.
Man, like imenikumbusha unaona vile nasema hapa hivi, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. So that means I cannot pray for someone that I hate. I have to love this person for me to pray for them. So I love people because I pray for people. Man, I love you.
Oh my goodness. No, don't even go there, because you're opening another book. I'm like,
calm down.
Go to the next verse.
There is Ephesians 4:31-32. says, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, with all malice and be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another as God is Christ forgave you. I'll repeat. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, with all malice, and be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another as God in Christ forgave you. This is for the Christians who believe, but we are not saying that those who don't believe are not worthy of forgiveness. I'm just saying, like, if you cannot go to God about it, go to yourself about it. You know, just allow yourself to, like, just choose to be a better person, because like Damaris has said, forgiveness, as in lack of forgiveness, when I do something to you, you slowly are becoming me. If you refuse to forgive me, you are changing to be me. Because if I am a hurting person and I hurt you and you choose to revenge, that means you're slowly becoming me. So how different are you? But you want people to listen to your side of story, but now you have slowly become me. So how different are we? So it's more about like, how different am I from them? Yeah, so forgiveness is a broad topic that where sio rahisi. I think those are the two scriptures that I've found that speaking about forgiveness, but there are so many other scriptures you can read.
For sure. We're going to go through them even as we continue with this topic, because we have so much to talk about forgiveness and unforgiveness.
Lakini watushuwa kama wanataka nini, another one.
Yeah, for sure. Hapana hiyo, hapana, amwezi boeka. Kama mmeboeka itabidi tu mumeacha kuboeka, by the way. Hamna option. Hakuna venye tunaweza kuwa tunapia vitu deep hivi. You know, this is 2025 and we want to inspire as much as we can with the content that we have. Sisi inaweza kuwa sisi si mapro. Life hasn't really taught us enough, but at least with the little knowledge that we have, I thought it was wise if we share, if we help one another, so that hata tukiendelea na hii life tujue the truth, and the truth by the is in the word, you know. I understand that even to you who is watching us, not everyone is born again. We cannot assume that ati ama tukuforce lazima ubehave kama Christian nini. We are looking at both sides. We are weighing, nataka sisi wote tukue hapa katikati, you know. So we are going to look at that, and I hope this content, the introduction part of it, I know it's like 1 hour long, but I hope you have, it's 59 minutes heading to an hour. I hope you guys have really enjoyed and you have really grabbed something from this. And just in case you feel we have missed out something on this introduction and you really want us to, you know, talk more about it, ama kuna kitu umesikia tukiongelelea and maybe una feel we haven't really touched on it kabisa, please end up kwa comment section. And if you don't feel to expose yourself kwa comment section, please go on my Instagram page. Damaris Kimani is my Instagram handle. Make sure you inbox me. Let's talk about these things, kwa sababu we have to help each other so that we don't overwhelm our hearts with a lot of negativity, with a lot of dirt, and we end up not allowing God to bless us with that which we deserve. Because unaweza pata for the longest time you're wondering, why are you not receiving that blessing? Why is your door not opening? But it's because of these little things that you don't get to be taught in churches, you don't get to be taught with your parents or even with your peers or with your mentors. So we are here to just open up your eyes. We are here to open up your heart, to do your soul searching kabisa until we get there. We all be at a balanced level, and we see, once we actualize, once we put these things into practice, what will be the fruits of it, what will be the end goal of it. Personally, I know, as I've told you in the introduction of this video, maybe some of you have watched my story or some of you haven't watched it, but when you go through it, you'll understand why I am so much into this topic. Kwa sababu mimi, once I decided to forgive my dad, because I think that was like one of the worst hurts that I've ever experienced in life. It unlocked me. Like it opened a lot of doors. And maybe tukiendelea we are going to touch bases on that. But I hope this content has helped you. So let's interact pale kwa comment section. And thanks a lot for listening. Thanks a lot. Kama ume make it up to this 1 hour. Thanks a lot. Nitakubaia sweet ya mti tukipatana. Tukipatana unaambia Dama niliwatch content yako mpaka ikaisha. Please nibaie peremende. Nitakubaia peremende kama mtoto mzuri mwenye amewatch content mpaka ikaisha. So I want Zia to close for us. Yeye ndo atatusainia out hii episode, seme maneno zake na atuache na a word of wisdom. Hizi toka bure hivyo. So Zia, tufungie channel kama vlogger.
Umeniweka kwa hotspot. So yeah. So as a child of God, forgiveness helps you to see yourself the way God sees you. If God sees you as loving, then you just opt to forgive.
You don't have an option.
If God sees you as favored, just opt to be and look like you are favored. Because you can't hold resentments in your heart, anger, guilt, and then you're out there telling us about love. Because you cannot preach what you're not practicing. That is the word of wisdom.
Walk your
you
talk,
cannot
bruh.
preach what you're not you cannot preach what you're not practicing. Ama nimesemaje?
You cannot
No.
You cannot preach what you're not practice. You cannot practice what you're not preaching.
Yeah.
It should be that way.
Yeah. You cannot practice because utakata your part.
Yeah.
So the word of wisdom is you cannot preach what you're not practicing. Yeah, actually inafaa kuwa hivyo.
You cannot preach.
Yeah, you cannot practice what you're not preaching. So you cannot preach what you're not practicing. Ngoja. Wacha weka tu hapo video. Kidogo. You cannot
Practice
preach
what you're preaching.
Yeah, you cannot preach what you don't practice, darling.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, so the word of wisdom is you cannot preach what you're not practicing. You cannot preach love, yet you are a hateful person. You cannot preach joy, yet you are an angry person. You cannot preach understanding, yet you are a very misunderstanding person. You cannot preach as anything that you're not practicing. So let's learn to hold each other accountable. Let's be good friends to each other. Let us be kind to each other. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect, but hold me accountable. If I'm not practicing what I'm preaching, please hold me accountable. If I am a hateful person right now, what were past, please get out of that house. I sold that house and everything in it. So if I'm not preaching what I'm practicing right, if I'm not practicing what I'm preaching right now, please hold me accountable. Hold Dama accountable, because if we are not living it, then why are we speaking it?
Na mimi nitaongeza hiyo. Dama Chronicles.
Come on.
You should walk
your talk.
Yeah. Baby, you should walk your talk.
If you're not living it, please don't speak about it.
Bra.
Yeah.
That was us for you.
Adios.